Hello YouTube and welcome back to the Greenville Diaries episode 4. Forgive me if I'm rambling, it's taken me about 6 attempts just to say hello. How hard can that be? Right, a little bit to show you this time. I'm taking quite a pragmatic approach to the hobby lately and decided that I've got to set myself a little bit of a time limit, even if it's not an actual time limit, on how much procrastination I'm allowed to do. When I dug out that 3mm scale layout a while ago, to share on YouTube, it occurred to me how long it had been sitting there and how long I've been thinking, I must do something else in 3mm. And you can spend so much time just dithering and drawing plans and deciding what you're going to do and never actually getting anything done. And before you know it, you're hit by a bus, and that's that. It's a cheery thought, isn't it? Right, so I've gone for a slight departure from Brett this time. And what I've settled on is that the Greenville layout is set roughly in the northeast New England, but it could be fairly generic because I'm going for quite a modern sort of industrial park. I'm going to throw up some images on the screen of the kind of thing I was looking at, which is in Mansfield. I'll double check and throw that up on the screen as well. Basically just great big block warehouses, no signage, the rail coming in and out between the trees, crossing sort of small service roads. And that's all I'm going to look for this. Really what I'm after is just building something where I can have a bit of fun switching, and it sort of scenically looks quite nice, but I'm not going for a full-on scenic masterpiece or anything like that. So plan-wise, I've settled on, again, a fairly simple loop with a few spurs off it, and what I'll do is I'll guide you through what there is so far on the layout itself, and I've laid a little bit of track already. I'm sort of starting to make a move on that. A couple of things just pointing out. I've had a nightmare with soldering. Never used to have a problem with it, but this last year or so, just don't know what it is. From what I can gather, it's the tip on the soldering iron is oxidising. So it's fine when I first use it, and then when I go to resolder things, like trying to put feeds on track, it's just not getting the heat to the tip. It's incredibly frustrating, and I've tried tinning and cleaning, and I'm wondering whether it's the lead-free solder that I'm using that's causing the problem. So anyway, it made me investigate a couple of other ways of doing things. And you can probably just see some on the shelf behind me. I've been using these Scotch lock connectors to sort of connect to the bus, and I have to say it saved a lot of trouble. And I've even used some of these pre-soldered track joiners for a couple of the feeds as well, and that's worked out better than I thought it was going to as well. Still be some soldering to do, but so a few images of the kind of thing I'm looking at. I'm not looking to copy this slavishly, it's just inspiring. And then we'll have a quick scan over the layout itself and show you what progress I've made so far. Okay, I'm hoping that these LED lights don't cause any issues with the camera, but they're just temporarily strung up for me to work out whether I need to get any more. So, starting on the left hand side, we've got this fiddle stick, and just underneath here I've got the NCE USB interface. I'll talk about that in a moment. So we've got the fiddle track, which may end up being double, which runs round onto the main part of the layout. And what I hope to do here is kind of mask this a little bit with trees, crossing probably over a service road. Bear in mind a lot of this is sort of not entirely decided yet. At the front of the layout here we've got a transload area, just with some trucks and pallets and that kind of thing. Trees in the background. And then the layout moves into a loop. Now, not all of the track is laid yet, obviously, I'm just sort of doing those at the moment. We've got a spur at the back which runs to a couple of industries. So we've got a large warehouse at the back. It's just a mocked up thing. It can be a little bit bigger than that, with 4 spots for box cars, which is either going to be general warehousing, perhaps recycled paper, I'm not entirely sure yet, and then 1 spot for tank cars there. And then we have another spur leading off the loop here, which takes you down to another industry here, which is going to have 3 spots for covered hoppers, and the first spot is going to be an off spot. And then the switch lead is going to be partially hidden by that building there as well. So really there's only that and that spur. So 3 sidings if you like, but I think by using spots rather than just the sidings themselves, there'll be plenty there for me to do, and it'll keep me interested. And the run around should hold around about 4 cars, I think, at the moment. You notice I've covered it in cork, or if you have noticed, but that black foam stuff just wasn't doing it, so I ended up covering the whole lot in cork. And I'm not laying the track on an extra road bed or anything, because I think in this kind of environment it's quite right for it to be at ground level. What I'm hoping to do, I'm plugging the NC power cab into a socket just here, but that's going to basically run across to the USB, and what I can do then is just run the USB cable round to my Mac in this corner when I want to, and either isolate this track to use as a program track, or run Wi-Fi and actually use my iPod rather, to control the layout rather than using the power cab. So my battery light is flashing like crazy on my camera. I don't think I'm going to be able to record a lot more. I'm going to go on with some track laying now, but I think that's a pretty good update. Bear in mind we're going to have fascias across the shelves and across the top there to sort of hide the harshness of that lighting as well, so hopefully that'll help with the presentation.